Hey guys, Jack on Wrist here, back with another video. And in today's video, I want to show off my newest pickup and add to my watch collection, and what I think is probably the best EDC or everyday carry luxury watch that you can buy, and maybe even the best EDC you can possibly get just in general, and that is the Grand Seiko SBGT035. So we're going to go ahead and flip the camera and take a look at this watch and break down the specifications and my reasoning for it being the best everyday luxury watch that you can possibly buy. Alright, so here is the Grand Seiko SBGT035. Like I said in the introduction, I think this is the best everyday luxury watch that you can buy. Now I have some reasonings for this, but I'm going to get to that in a moment here. First, I just want to talk about the general specifications and dimensions here. Starting off with the dimensions, this is a 37mm watch. It has a 44mm lug tip to lug tip dimension, as well as a 19mm lug width for the strap. Now, I'd say the only real negative there is the 19mm strap size, just because that's a little uncommon. Obviously, most people know that it's usually 18, 20, or 22mm. So that's probably my only complaint here with the dimensions. But size-wise, it just fits great on most wrists. I mean, I have a 6.5-inch wrist. I'll slide it on here just to begin with so you can take a look. But I think it fits spectacular on my 6.5-inch wrist, and I really think it would look absolutely great on a wrist anywhere from 6 to really 7.5 or 8 inches. Obviously 8 inches would really be the upper limit in my opinion, but honestly rock what you want to wear, and I think this looks great and has a nice versatile size. So next we're going to be taking a look at the dial. Now the first thing you might notice is the sunburst effect silvery or almost champagne colored dial. In some angles it is more of a white, in some angles it's more of a champagne gold color, and a lot of times it's in silver or a silver tone. And so I think this dial is really interesting. Not a lot of people know it's actually one of the more complex dials to make, even more complex than the Snowflake dial. Just a fun little fact here. Obviously, it's not as intricate in terms of the looks, but definitely in terms of, the craftsmanship, it is difficult, and you can really see the quality here. It really looks awesome, and it keeps the dial interesting because it just changes up constantly. You can also see the dial has an applied Seiko and Grand Seiko logo. Now, some people don't like this, from my understanding. They like only the Grand Seiko logo, which is on a lot of the newer models. But personally, I think it's a nice balanced look with the Seiko and Grand Seiko logos. You can also see the applied indices all the way around that really shimmer off the light very well. I'm not sure if you can catch it, but it looks great. And obviously at the 3 o'clock, you do not have an applied indice. You have a day-date complication, which is really cool in my opinion, especially when we talk about the movement. I think it's really awesome to have a great workhorse movement with an amazing complication. So speaking of the movement, this has a Grand Seiko 9F83 quartz movement. That is the day-date complication version of the 9F quartz movement. It keeps time within 10 seconds a year, which is just phenomenal. It is just an outstanding movement. It's also relatively thin, making the case only 9.9 millimeters thick. And I think it's an awesome workhorse movement. It's just going to be amazing for years and years. The service interval is 50 years on this thing, so you really shouldn't have to do anything other than change a battery for most of your life. Now, I think that's part of what contributes this to being the best everyday carry luxury watch you can buy, because at the end of the day, you can count on this movement. It's going to keep time accurately. You can look at your wrist and truly count on it. It's not going to be an automatic that could be off seconds a day and add up over time. It's not going to be a vintage watch that could really be messed up in terms of the timekeeping. This is a watch that's beautiful, that you can wear in any situation, and you can honestly rely on the timekeeping. Moving on to one of my favorite aspects here, which is the bracelet. Again, a 19mm lug width in between the lugs here. And you can see this bracelet is just outstanding in terms of the finishing. You have the zaratsu polishing, which is what Grand Seiko is known for. And you can see it's almost like a 5-link design with that sort of second and fourth link, so to speak, having that nice polish. And you can see a nice milled clasp here with a Grand Seiko logo here. Now, the only real gripe, there's the milled clasp by the way, the only real gripe is there's no micro adjust, but it does come with half links, as you can see here, which are actually on this side. And I think that really helps you find the right size with this watch. But again, I do see the problem there. I know some people will get some of these Grand Seikos, get them on wrist, and then kind of realize it's just a little off in terms of sizing. So if you want this watch or any other really Grand Seikos, for the most part, you're going to have to really get it on wrist and see if it fits you. You can also see the case back here, which is a screw-on case back, has the nice Grand Seiko logo with the lion. Just a nice touch here to see, and obviously inside of there is that 9F83 quartz movement. You can also see the sign crown here, which is another nice touch of this watch. Again, this watch is just really high quality. a lot of the little things you would expect in a watch, it does super well. The finishing, the quality, all the little things. It also has 100 meters water resistance, which I did not mention earlier. Another nice feature that really makes this watch super versatile. And speaking of versatility, this watch is, in my opinion, a great piece to wear every single day, like I mentioned. And a lot of that comes from the fact that this watch is, a sport watch in some aspects. It's a dress watch in others. On the bracelet, I think it really can be more of a sporty watch. But then, when you take it off the bracelet and put on a leather strap, I'm sure this watch would look absolutely amazing. That champagne dial just looks spectacular. And I think, this has a lot of versatility on a day-to-day scenario basis where you could wear this with, shorts and a t-shirt and a dress shirt all the same. And I think it would look awesome. If you're looking for a luxury daily watch, you can't go wrong with this. 10 seconds, timekeeping a year, the day-date complication, versatile looks, 100 meters water resistance. This is just an outstanding watch. And then obviously that's not to mention the amazing dial and the amazing finishing, things that Grand Seiko are just known for. They can compete with anybody, especially in that space of dials and finishing. So, if you're looking for something that fits that criteria of a luxury everyday piece, I think this would really work for you. So that's pretty much it for this video. That was the Grand Seiko SBGT035, in my opinion, the best luxury daily watch that you can buy. I promised myself I'm going to keep this one for a while and not flip it right away, so this should be in the collection for a good amount of time, so look out for it on my Instagram @JackOnWrist and more in the future in my videos. If you're interested in this watch, I would check out eBay. I got mine on eBay for about $1,200. I'd say it ranges anywhere from $1,000 to maybe $1,700 depending on the condition and accessories like box and papers. So definitely look on there for the right deal for you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next one.